you're big on the marketing thing, and I've always been into marketing, and I love it, and because it's fun, you can play with it, tweak it. But I mean, I think you take it to the next level from what I'm understanding from our conversation last night.
Absolutely. What I look at is I'm coming at this from a strategy perspective, and I'm coming into marketing, coming into chiropractic marketing from the outside. So this is one of the cases where the outside in is actually a good thing.
Right.
I was trained in marketing before becoming a chiropractor. And so the way I look
at the marketing and chiropractic, you probably wanted to vomit.
I still want to vomit.
Right.
I vomit all the time. I almost vomited after dinner.
Why?
Huh? Because I was thinking about that.
Okay, good.
I just think about it.
I thought maybe some of my marketing,
vomit.
I go, yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect, but we do a good job. It works. So.
No, you do a good job, and there are a lot of people out there who are doing it right. But the entire perspective, the way we look at marketing and chiropractic, it's not based on marketing principles. We're missing a few key components. And the way we look at it as we apologize with price. So when we can't get people in by establishing relationships, which is what marketing is all about.
Right. Perfect.
We drop the fee.
Right.
We devalue our service. And we have the greatest service it's chiropractic, right? The adjustment is everything. We devalue the service, and then we try to make up with it with a dog and pony show.
Right.
And that's just not cool.
It's cheesy.
It's cheesy.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is get chiropractors to market from an entirely different perspective. And I call that persuasive. So I've taken a pre-sales strategy approach and persuasion and melded it together, and I call it persuasion.
Did you coin that word?
I did coin that word.
Okay, now there was a word last night, and I've been thinking about this all day. Like, you have kind of a big day one price tag to get him in the office, and you said we came up with, it was like they opted in, but it was something else, the word that I used last night. What was it?
You know, there was so much we talked about last night.
But I thought that was a great idea because you weed out people that aren't serious from the very beginning.
What we're talking about is self-discovery.
Yeah.
And I talk about qualification and disqualification. So what I want people to do is I give them the information ahead of time. I put it out there and I say to them, look, here's what we're about. This is what we're doing. Here's the examination. This is the relationship that's ahead of you. If we find you have what we're looking for, and we lay it all out ahead of time.
Right.
So there's no cheesy report of findings later on. And that's called qualification and disqualification.
Right.
So we kind of bring people down the funnel, right down the neck, and the people who are in our practice, who want to engage us, who want to work with us, who want to be patients, who want to get well, are people who have been qualified.
Okay.
That's what we're all about.
You're not wasting your time, you're not wasting
Exactly,
your time.
exactly.
Dude, I'm so over that, all that BS.
Absolutely.
I'm too busy.
Yeah,
and just literally over it.
Exactly. And
now, just to change gears a little bit, you were at LACC today.
I was.
How did that go?
Fantastic, fantastic.
How many students were there?
Probably about 100 or so.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
it was
good,
phenomenal.
Good,
they were taking notes. It was really good.
And let's
great.
shift gears to third now. Let's go to the sandbox.
Yes, the litter box.
I call it the litter box. And I stay out of that stuff because I don't have time for it, number one, because I don't know, it's for me, it's not my gig.
Right.
But, I mean, I understand that it's something where people can maybe vent or communicate, or how would you describe it?
I set up the sandbox just to be a conversational place, almost like a biker bar for chiropractors. And it exploded. Now we're almost at 2,000 people.
Yeah.
And that's what it really is. It gets a little raunchy at times, but the general atmosphere is a place where people can vent about their concerns about the profession.
Sure.
And sometimes things get a little rough.
Right.
And it's perceived as negative, but it really isn't negative at all. It's actually very real. We're talking about real things, real issues, utilization, problems with enrollment, issues throughout the entire profession.
And we talked about that last night.
Absolutely. We had a great discussion last night.
So why don't we reiterate to them what you think the big issue with enrollment is?
The big issue with enrollment, as I see it, is that we have students who are coming in and they look out on the horizon and they see $200,000 worth of debt.
Right.
Okay? And that's really what it's about, 200, sometimes 250.
Yeah.
Then they look at the profession and they look at the different way doctors practice. And a lot of it's personality driven.
Right.
There's no
Charisma.
real concrete way that's perceived by someone who's looking at this debt load. And for a lot of people, it's a second career, so they have families, and they're looking ahead and they're looking at it, and they're saying to themselves, you know, I don't know that I really want to pursue a chiropractic education and take on this debt load without a definitive return on investment.
And a questionable future sometimes, I think.
I mean, absolutely. And
I'm not being a pessimist, I'm being a realist with a lot of things that's going on in the profession. The way the schools are turning out students, they have zero faith in chiropractic anymore. I mean, I'm not being a pessimist. Just have to go over here, just travel around the world and see what the perception of what chiropractic is at from a lot of chiropractic schools.
Well, I mean, chiropractic in itself is not. It's not gone through the social proof process.
Right.
So when you look at dentistry, you can go into a Starbucks and just yell out into the crowd and say, by a show of hands, how many of you who are moms took your kids when they were 2 years old and had their teeth checked for the first time?
Yeah.
And by a show of hands, everyone's hands will probably go up. It's automatic.
Right.
Ask the same question about chiropractic.
Yeah. Would it be maybe 5%?
I'm not going to pull percentages. I don't know, but probably it's going to be pretty low.
Right. I would say low.
And that's a problem. So what we need to do is take chiropractic from where it is, which is, you know, outside the realm of social proof, and we need to bring it in.
Okay.
And that means, you know, on a number of levels, we have to increase the utilization.
Right.
And by the way to do that, I mean, the general, you know, there's a long process to do so, but the way that you really do that is you take people not from where they are,
right,
but from a basic understanding of their own body. And that's what I'm going to talk about tonight.
Cool. I can't wait.
People need to understand their body. The chiropractor comes up to a patient and they'll say, well, here's the x-ray of your spine.
Right.
How many people have actually seen an x-ray of their spine?
No, I know. It's
yeah, they haven't. They don't know where they are. They don't understand the relation of the nerves to the body.
Right. And
no cheesy video is going to help get that across. So we have to reach out on a broad scale and say to the public, the 96% of the population that is not utilizing chiropractic, and say to them, hey, look, this is your body. This is how it operates. This is how it operates. Now that you understand how it operates, here's what happens when there's a little interruption. And if you understand that, then you understand what a subluxation is, and then you understand chiropractic.
It's so simple.
It is so simple. We make it
just
complicated.
People are doing that. Yeah.
Right. And we make it complicated.
We got to wrap this up.
All right.
We got about 120 people out there.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Nice.
And we
Are you supposed to do it like that?
Yeah, come on. That's right.
Is
But
it?
before we wrap it up, though, I want to give you one last chance to say anything that maybe popped into your head.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm really happy to be here. I'm so grateful to be here. We are going to make a difference tonight. We're a great team. He and I already talked about this.
We did.
We're a great pairing. He went
That's
from
right. There we go.
just because I'm a hot chick.
I'm the
That's
host.
why.
All right, anything you want to do in closing?
By the way, that was nice. Thank you very much. No, I want to just say thank you very much for having the courage to have me here. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of people out here that really have a lot of faith in you and love what you're doing, and I listen to people.
And I appreciate
we had such a good time last night.
We
without
did.
you.
Yes. Yes.
This has been your weekly buzz. Let's give it a little rock and roll, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome.
Billy D, baby. We're coming at you.